I've already made a video expressing my disinterest and hatred for the TV show called The Boys, which basically just takes everything that was once good and awesome and amazing about comic books, turns it on its head and says, we're super mature because we do all this stupid little blood and gore and sex and stuff. Oh my goodness gracious, we're so mature. In case you're still wondering, I absolutely despise edgy superhero content that says, this isn't your daddy's or your grandpa's superheroes. We do edgy stuff. And it appears that a good majority of individuals also think this. I want to point something out about this. 52% is a horrible score from the audiences. Now, it's already been claimed by mainstream media outlets and mainstream media reviewers that the audience scores aren't as important as they say it is, but the audience, mind you, is what makes up the audience. So if you have a severely lacking audience score or a less than great audience score, that suggests that you're going to make less money because the audience is fed up with your bullcrap. Now, 52% is still a majority in the positive. However, this is just 48% of people who had the desire to leave a review. The vast majority of people who don't like this show anymore are just going to stop watching it because they don't want to see any more bad writing or political nonsense. So they just leave it and avoid it. 48% of the reviews are the people, the small fraction of people who were so fed up and so disgusted by this ridiculous, idiotic show that they decided they were going to leave a review. There are 5,000 plus ratings compared to the 113 audiences. There are several reviews here from the audience. Let's go ahead and start out with this positive one. It says, great season just like the other three. That sounds like a review bomb to me. Someone just leaving a review with a 5 stars saying, yeah, it's super awesome, look at that! I don't know how to speak whatever language this is, so I'm just going to let someone else interpret it in the comments down below. From somebody else who gives it a 2.5 stars, says, not bad, far from good. I have absolutely loved this show until this boring and sexual to the point it feels like a writer's fetish season. Boring and sexual to the point it feels like a writer's fetish season. The episodes are completely hit or miss, some being filler and some having actual adventurous plot points that the show used to have. Other consist of main plot points being very weird sexual situations. We already covered that in a previous video where we talked about Huey getting molested and not knowing his safe word when he's undercover. Clark M says, brilliant, hilarious, and so many WTF moments. What's any description on that? Brian M, my first review ever is to say just how absolutely horrible this season is. It's a 0.5 star. That's a pretty bad indictment. I trust this review here, the 0.5 star review that I just read from Brian M, who's on the screen, more than I trust the Clark M. Because, for one, this person is adding in a specific detail about their absolute disgust of this season, so much so to the point that he actually got fed up enough to leave a review behind that was absolutely abysmal. Pretty important, I would say, as compared to Clark M, who just says brilliant, hilarious, and so many WTF moments. Like, you could write that about any show. There's no description. There's no personal identification as to why it is that you think this is brilliant or hilarious. Nothing. There's just 3 words that describe it. Actually, let's say 4. Brilliant, hilarious, and the WTF moments. Ace R, 1.5 stars. The writing has really fallen off this season. Lots of unnecessary pandering that doesn't go anywhere with the story, which has practically stalled. The actors are trying their best with the weak material. It's not the worst thing out there, but it is a huge disappointment when comparing to the previous seasons. This is a review from Eduardo D. I don't know what it says because I don't speak that language. David W, 1.5 stars. It's lost its spark. James B. Season 4 is a little too on the nose as it. Aside from the fact that there are people with superhuman powers, seems to be a retelling of the creator's reality, more so than a fictional story that happens to draw inspiration from their reality. Although I'm getting a kick out of them running with the parallels between the soup virus and COVID-19. Laura M. It's pretty much just more of the same, kind of getting bored with it all. It's just okay, but just getting old. Jason B. Add unique and different take on the traditional superhero, for me, a series I could rewatch. Here's the problem that I have with this. When everything becomes a unique and different take on the traditional superhero, it no longer becomes a unique and different take on the traditional superhero. It becomes the normative take on a traditional superhero. And that's all we've gotten is different and unique takes on traditional superheroes. It's not different. It's not unique. It's not subversive at this point. It's just a boring old trope of what if they were actually bad guys? What if there was a lot of blood and guts and gore and sex and drugs and blah blah blah, huh? What if we did a bunch of stupid stuff and then we did? I hate it. I don't know what Lobocop says because I don't speak that language. Tina S. 3 stars. It's the weakest installment so far, to put it simply. It still certainly has its strong moments, like the lab scene with Homelander, though the direction they're taking with the story really has me bemused. They persist on adding unnecessary additions to characters that seem inconsistent with what they've established so far. Mark E. Finished the first episode of the 4th season and decided that was enough of this nonsense. I loved the first 2 seasons, though the social commentary was annoying. 3rd season was amusing, though it getting a bit tired. And 4th season, well, 1 episode in, and I'm over it. They don't watch it. Okay, I won't. Cheers. This is from a gentleman who's quoting what Eric Kripke, the showrunner, said in regards to people being upset with the show. Eric Kripke came out and said, if you don't understand that we've been mocking conservatives this entire time and making them the bad guys, then you shouldn't be watching our show. And guess what? When you tell people that they shouldn't be watching your show, they probably aren't going to watch the show. If you tell people, oh, this wasn't made for you, you shouldn't watch it because it wasn't made for you, they're probably going to say, okay, well, guess what? I'm not going to support this crap anymore. If you're going to demonize me, demonize my political party, demonize my sexual orientation, demonize my personal religious beliefs, demonize everything that I stand for, then I'm not going to watch the garbage that you put out. I'm not going to let you demonize me because of my skin color or demonize me because I happen to say something that is 100% truthful and accurate. You can be upset with it all you want. You can post about it. You can make all these assumptions, but I'm not going to go and support your stupid freaking show. And that's what people have done. Eric Kripke has single-handedly destroyed one of the more popular unique and different takes on superheroes by injecting personal political ideology and condemning every other outcome, any other outlook on life. And I mean, it's traditional Hollywood. What are you going to expect? Every single thing that comes out of traditional Hollywood craps on religions that are Christianity or close enough to Christianity. They support Islamic faith, they support Buddhism, they support all this other stuff, but then Christianity comes along. It's, you're just a bigot. You're a bigot. It's like, well, no. Thank you for showing your hand, though. And the show, The Boys, has done exactly the same. And it's going to keep happening. Like, this is just a very common, normal occurrence within Hollywood. The Boys, as a TV show, from what I've heard, from what I've seen personally, started out with an initial promise of an interesting story that delved into what if superheroes were actually just celebrities and they were spoiled rotten and they got whatever they wanted and they got away with anything that they wanted. If you've ever read the comics are trash. If you ever read anything about The Boys, it's all trash. Even the show. Everything about The Boys is just an excuse to show blood, guts, and porn. in the form of superhero content and pass it off as some sort of intellectual property. It's not interesting. It's old, it's tired, it's stupid, it's garbage. It just takes the original traditional superhero and says, what if they were evil? Isn't that so interesting? No, it's not. It's gotten old. Just freaking leave it alone. Goodness gracious, I can't wait for this show to die off. I can't wait for this show to no longer exist. And it appears as though a good majority of people also don't want to see this show anymore. That's going to do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, share this video out there with your friends, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video that I upload. I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.